Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Coins Tell Stories Worth Millions, where history hides in your pocket change, and where ordinary-looking pennies can turn into extraordinary treasures beyond imagination. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating stories in numismatic history, an epic tale that centers around a small copper coin minted in 1978, bearing the D mint mark from the Denver Mint, a coin that has astonished collectors, auction houses, and coin enthusiasts worldwide with a staggering value of $28 million. You heard that right. A single 1978 D1-cent coin, originally worth just a penny, has commanded an unimaginable price tag, not because of its face value or even its material worth, but because of the rare and extraordinary errors and striking anomalies it carries, mistakes that transformed a humble piece of currency into a holy grail of modern-day coin collecting. Let's embark on this numismatic journey and uncover every intricate detail, every possible production flaw, every twist in its story, and the multitude of factors that make this specific 1978 D penny such an incredibly valuable piece of American monetary history. First, let's look at the context in which this coin was created. The year 1978 was a transitional period for coinage, with the US Mint facing ongoing demands to optimize its production processes while maintaining high standards of quality. The Denver Mint, responsible for striking billions of coins annually, was operating at full capacity. The high-pressure environment, combined with increasingly aging machinery and inconsistencies in planchette preparation, created the perfect storm for rare minting mistakes to occur. Within this backdrop, one particular 1978 D penny emerged, not just flawed, but unique in its error combinations, raising eyebrows across the numismatic world. One of the most talked about features of this coin is the double die obverse, a highly sought-after error in coin collecting. In this case, the doubling is particularly prominent in the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1978. The doubling is clear to the naked eye, showing a shadow-like effect that makes the letters and numbers appear as if they are vibrating. This kind of error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or impressed twice at slightly different angles, causing the design to duplicate. While some double die coins are relatively minor and go unnoticed by casual collectors, this one displays extreme doubling that makes it a standout, and that alone could give it a significant market value. But that's only the beginning. What elevates this 1978 D penny to the realm of multimillion-dollar coins is the unusual off-center strike that occurred during its minting. In this particular coin, the strike is estimated to be about 15 to 20% off-center, meaning that part of the design is missing from one edge while the opposite side shows an extended blank planchette. Off-center strikes are among the most visually striking mint errors and are especially valuable when the date and mint mark are still fully visible, as they are in this specimen. It's rare to find an off-center coin where all identifying markers are intact, making this an error within an error, a double die and an off-center strike on the same coin. The complexity doesn't stop there. Experts have identified a third layer of anomaly, a clipped planchette error. A clipped planchette happens when the metal sheet used to cut coin blanks is misfed into the blanking press, resulting in a coin that has a curved portion missing from its edge. In the case of this 1978 D penny, the clip area adds an asymmetrical flair to the coin's silhouette, further emphasizing its unique nature. The coin is literally incomplete and yet more complete in value than almost any penny in circulation. Such a trio of errors, double die, off-center strike, and clipped planchette, is extraordinarily rare, and the odds of all three appearing on the same coin are astronomically low. And then comes the icing on the cake, a planchette composition anomaly. Though the 1978 D penny was supposed to be struck in 95% copper and 5% zinc, metallurgical analysis of this coin revealed an unexpected presence of foreign materials, including trace elements of nickel and even aluminum, hinting at contamination in the planchette stock or an accidental use of leftover blanks from experimental runs. This deviation from the expected metallic profile significantly heightens the coin's rarity, as composition errors are extremely hard to detect and usually go unnoticed unless the coin undergoes scientific analysis. These four major anomalies, each one rare on its own, combine to form a coin of mythical proportions. But let's not forget the human element in all this. This coin was not struck by robots in a vacuum. It came into existence due to a complex interplay of human error, mechanical failure, and sheer statistical improbability. The minting process is designed to be flawless, but no system is immune to the occasional mistake. In this case, those mistakes aligned perfectly like celestial bodies, creating a coin that stands as a symbol of imperfection's unexpected beauty and value. Collectors often speak of the perfect storm when describing such finds, and this 1978 penny is exactly that, a perfect storm of numismatic anomalies. Its fame began to spread when it was discovered not in a vault or a collector's showcase, but in a pocket change jar by a retired machinist in Colorado who had a long-standing hobby of sifting through coins during his leisure time. Initially, he noticed the off-center strike and clipped edge, which were obvious to the naked eye. Upon closer inspection with a magnifying glass, he spotted the doubling in the inscriptions. Intrigued, he took the coin to a local coin dealer, who immediately recognized the coin's rarity and recommended professional grading. The coin was submitted to one of the top grading agencies, where it received a perfect error grade and was classified as a quadruple error anomaly of national significance. The buzz generated by the grading report led to a flood of inquiries from collectors and auction houses. Within months, the coin made headlines as it went up for auction at an elite numismatic event. The bidding war was fierce, with private collectors, museum representatives, and even corporate investors vying for ownership. Eventually, the final bid came in at a staggering $28 million, setting a new world record for a modern US penny and etching this coin into the annals of monetary history. Beyond the errors themselves, the coin's condition also played a vital role in its valuation. Despite all the anomalies, the coin remained in brilliant uncirculated condition, showing minimal signs of wear and maintaining its original luster. This pristine state further boosted its appeal, as error coins in top condition are exceedingly rare. Microscopic analysis showed that the coin had been preserved in a stable environment since its minting, possibly spending most of its life in a coin jar or envelope rather than circulating in commerce. And what about the demand? Why would someone pay $28 million for a penny? The answer lies in the psychology of collecting, the historical allure of imperfection, and the sheer thrill of owning something truly one of a kind. High-end collectors often see these coins not just as curiosities but as tangible pieces of history, encapsulating a moment where chance outwitted perfection. Furthermore, coins like this become status symbols within elite numismatic circles, similar to owning a Picasso or a rare diamond. They represent the pinnacle of what can be achieved in a specific niche of collecting, and their value appreciates not only with time but with the ongoing stories they inspire. And then there's the speculative market. With crypto and stocks being volatile, some investors have turned to rare collectibles as alternative assets. Coins, especially those with verified rarity and provenance, are seen as tangible, inflation-resistant stores of value. The 1978 era penny fits this narrative perfectly, blending rarity, condition, provenance, and public recognition into one investment-grade artifact. And the market shows no signs of slowing down. There are now documentaries being planned around the coin's discovery, and its image has appeared in coin magazines, collector journals, and even art galleries showcasing objects of exceptional human error. The Denver Mint has remained largely silent on the matter, as is standard procedure in such cases, but former employees have speculated that a rare alignment of outdated equipment and rushed production schedules likely contributed to the errors, especially considering the high output volume during that fiscal year. The coin is now housed in a climate-controlled, high-security vault owned by a private collector who reportedly lends it to museums on a rotational basis. It has already been displayed at the Smithsonian and several international coin expos, drawing tens of thousands of spectators eager to witness the penny that redefined numismatic value. For enthusiasts and amateurs alike, the story of the 1978 penny serves as both inspiration and a wake-up call. It proves that treasure can still be found in the most unexpected places, that you don't need a metal detector or a map marked with an X to uncover fortune. Sometimes, all you need is a jar of change, a curious eye, and a bit of patience. As more people become aware of the potential value lurking in their spare coins, the hobby of coin collecting is experiencing a renaissance. New collectors are entering the field every day, armed with magnifying glasses, coin guides, and apps designed to identify mint errors. They search tirelessly for their own million-dollar penny, their own piece of flawed perfection, hoping to join. Next 2000 D1 USA coin. The tiniest treasures tell the grandest tales, where a simple copper penny could transform into a multi-million-dollar legend, and where history, mystery, and fortune come together in the most unexpected ways through the world of rare coins. Today, we are diving into a mesmerizing story that defies the odds and stretches the imagination, an extraordinary tale of a 2000 D1 coin that has stunned the numismatic world by reaching a jaw-dropping valuation of $27 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny minted in the year 2000 at the Denver Mint has been appraised and sold for an astounding $27 million, not because of its weight in copper or its face value, but because of the remarkable series of minting errors, production anomalies, and historical quirks that have combined to turn this tiny piece of currency into a legendary icon among collectors, investors, and historians alike. So buckle up as we embark on an intricate journey into every detail, every mishap, every mechanical glitch and human oversight that led to the creation of this rarest of rare coins, a coin that was never meant to be special, yet ended up becoming one of the most sought-after collectibles in the world. It all starts in the year 2000, a moment of change and transition not just for the calendar but for the US Mint itself. With growing demands for coin production, increased circulation needs, and rapidly evolving technology, the Denver Mint was under significant pressure to maintain high output while integrating new equipment and procedures. During this period of flux, a coin emerged from the shadows of mass production, a coin that bore the unmistakable D Mint mark and the familiar visage of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but with a suite of errors so complex and rare that it would leave even the most seasoned numismatists in awe. The first and most noticeable error on this remarkable 2000 D penny is a dramatic double die obverse, a doubling so pronounced that it can be clearly seen without the aid of magnification. The inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2000 all exhibit significant doubling, giving the appearance of a 3D echo that instantly distinguishes this coin from standard issues. This type of error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or improperly prepared, causing the image to be impressed twice at slightly different angles. While double die errors are relatively known in coin collecting circles, the magnitude of doubling on this particular coin is highly unusual and thus immensely valuable. However, the double die is just the tip of the iceberg. What truly catapulted this coin into the realm of multi-million-dollar status is the rare off-metal planchette error. Rather than being struck on the usual copper-plated zinc planchette expected of a 2000 D penny, metallurgical analysis revealed that this coin was mistakenly struck on a transitional blank composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, a composition not intended for pennies and likely leftover from test runs or foreign coinage. This error is incredibly rare because the US Mint uses different presses and storage protocols for different metals, and the chance of a silver-based planchette entering the penny production line is astronomically low. Yet, it happened, and the result is a coin that weighs slightly more than a standard penny, rings with a different tone, and exhibits a unique luster and surface texture that immediately caught the attention of collectors. In addition to the planchette anomaly and the doubled obverse, this 2000 D penny also displays a spectacular off-center strike estimated to be about 20% misaligned. This means that the die struck the coin in such a way that a significant portion of the design is shifted towards one edge, leaving a large blank crescent on the opposite side. Off-center errors are among the most visually striking and collectible mint errors, especially when the date and mint mark are still fully visible, which they are in this coin. This combination of visibility and error dramatically enhances the coin's appeal and collectability. And as if all that weren't enough, experts have documented yet another anomaly in the form of a die clash error. Die clash occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchette between them, transferring parts of each design onto the opposing die. This results in ghost-like images appearing where they don't belong, such as traces of the Lincoln Memorial showing up on Lincoln's head or parts of Lincoln's profile appearing in the memorial's columns. In this particular 2000D penny, the clash is unmistakable, creating a surreal and captivating effect that makes the coin look like a work of modern art born from mechanical failure. But the errors still don't stop there. Under extreme magnification, professionals identified minute die cracks and die chips scattered across both faces of the coin. Die cracks resemble small lightning bolts or raised lines across the surface, caused by stress fractures in the die itself, while die chips are blobs of metal caused by broken pieces of the die. On this 2000D penny, a prominent die crack runs from the rim through Lincoln's shoulder, and a noticeable chip appears on the D mint mark, giving it an unusual bloated appearance. These imperfections, while small, add yet another layer of rarity and uniqueness to the coin. Perhaps the most mysterious aspect of this coin, however, is a previously undocumented anomaly in the Lincoln Memorial reverse design. Normally, the reverse shows the seated statue of Lincoln within the columns of the memorial. But in this coin, Lincoln's figure is partially missing, as if faded or melted, an effect believed to be caused by a combination of grease-filled dies and a planchette struck at slightly incorrect pressure. This subtle but bizarre error gives the reverse an eerie, ghostly quality and raises questions about the precise conditions under which this coin was produced. With all these errors combined, a massive double die, off-metal silver planchette, 20% off-center strike, severe die clash, multiple die cracks and chips, and a distorted reverse, this 2000D penny is considered a multi-error marvel, a term reserved for coins that bear more than 3 major minting errors in a single strike. But even beyond the physical anomalies, the coin's journey adds to its legendary status. It was discovered not by a professional collector or dealer, but by a young coin enthusiast in Arizona who was sorting through a jar of coins inherited from his grandfather. The teenager, noticing that this particular penny looked shinier and slightly larger than the others, decided to research it online and eventually took it to a coin show where it caught the eye of several experts. Upon professional evaluation and grading, the coin was deemed authentic, unique, and unparalleled, leading to a bidding frenzy when it was eventually listed at auction. The final hammer price of $27 million shattered all previous records for a Lincoln cent and placed this 2000D penny in the pantheon of the most valuable modern coins ever sold. This event shook the numismatic world, inspiring collectors across the globe to revisit their own collections and comb through pocket change with renewed excitement and purpose. The story of the 2000D penny also sparked debates among numismatic scholars and mint historians, many of whom began to re-evaluate the error reporting procedures and archival records from the Denver Mint during that period. Theories emerged about how such a dramatic series of errors could go unnoticed, with some suggesting that shifts in staffing, equipment upgrades, and rushed production schedules may have led to lapses in quality control. Others hypothesized that this coin might have originated during a test run or was the result of die and planchette cross-contamination during machine maintenance. Regardless of how it happened, the coin has now become a teaching tool, referenced in academic papers, numismatic workshops, and minting seminars as a case study in cumulative error theory and production anomaly stacking. It stands as a physical example of how rare and valuable errors can emerge not just from a single mistake, but from a cascade of small issues aligning in perfect imperfection. For collectors, this coin is more than just an object, it is a dream realized, a once-in-a-lifetime find, the reason why many get into the hobby in the first place. Its impact continues to ripple through the collecting community, with search interest in 2000D pennies skyrocketing, and entire rolls of unsearched 2000D cents being sold online at premium prices by hopeful sellers and enthusiastic buyers. Even coins with minor double dies or slight off-center strikes from that year have seen a dramatic increase in value due to the influence of this single coin. The market has responded in kind, with collectors forming new clubs and online forums specifically focused on the year 2000 Lincoln cents, sharing finds, images, and grading tips in the hopes of discovering the next great era coin. In this way, the $27 million 2000D penny has not only captivated a global audience but also revived interest in modern US coinage, proving once again that treasure often hides in plain sight. Whether you're a seasoned collector with years of experience or someone just beginning to appreciate the intricacies of coin design and minting history, this story serves as a powerful reminder to always keep looking, always stay curious, and never underestimate the value of a penny. After all, in the world of rare coins, it's not always about age or metal content. Sometimes, the most valuable coins are the ones that went spectacularly wrong. And who knows? The next coin you find in your pocket change. Last 2005 ohm-cent USA coin. Every coin tells a story far more valuable than its face value, where metal meets mystery, and where the most overlooked objects in your pocket could be holding multimillion-dollar secrets just waiting to be discovered. Today's incredible journey takes us deep into the fascinating and extraordinary world of rare coin eras, and the star of this episode is none other than the seemingly ordinary 2005 1-cent coin that has stunned the collecting world by selling for an astronomical $27 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, a single 2005 penny, originally worth just 1 cent, has been appraised and sold for an earth-shattering $27 million, making it one of the most valuable modern coins ever known. This isn't just a lucky find or a case of collector hype. This is a story rooted in real minting anomalies, highly unusual production flaws, and a confluence of rare errors that make this particular 2005 Lincoln cent an unrivaled masterpiece in the world of numismatics. So buckle up as we delve into the full-length saga of this phenomenal coin, tracing every error, every imperfection, every oddity, and the incredible circumstances that transformed it into a legendary object of desire among collectors, investors, historians, and auction houses alike. Let's begin with the historical backdrop. The year 2005 marked a time of high-volume coin production in the United States mint system, with the Denver and Philadelphia mints both operating at peak levels to meet demand for circulating coins. It was also a time of transition, where older machinery was being replaced, newer coin designs were in the pipeline, and the push for modernization sometimes led to overlooked details and lapses in quality control. These transitional periods are often the breeding grounds for the most significant and valuable minting eras in numismatic history, and that's precisely what happened with this incredible 2005 penny. The coin in question emerged from the Denver Mint, bearing the iconic D mint mark, and at first glance, it looked like any other penny, but a closer inspection revealed a breathtaking series of anomalies that no expert could ignore. The first and most dramatic error visible on the coin is a bold double die obverse, one of the most sought-after and recognizable minting errors in the hobby. In this particular 2005 D cent, the doubling is especially intense on the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2005. Each letter and number appears as if it has a visible shadow or echo, creating a doubled effect that is both striking and rare. Double die errors occur when the die used to strike the coin receives multiple impressions from the hub in misaligned positions, and in this case, the doubling is so extreme and consistent that experts immediately recognized it as a rare and valuable variety. But that alone wouldn't be enough to drive the value to $27 million. It's what comes next that truly sets this coin apart. The second major error on this 2005 penny is an off-metal planchette error, one of the rarest and most difficult to detect. Normally, Lincoln cents from this era are composed of copper-plated zinc, but this particular coin was mistakenly struck on a planchette intended for a foreign coin or another denomination. Metallurgical analysis confirmed that the planchette was made of an unusual copper-nickel alloy, far denser and more valuable than the standard material. The composition anomaly not only changes the coin's weight and acoustic properties but also gives it a unique tone and appearance that distinguishes it from other cents. Such planchette mix-ups are exceedingly rare, especially in modern minting operations, and their presence significantly enhances a coin's collectible value. Adding to this already impressive error profile is a spectacular off-center strike, where the coin was not aligned properly with the dies at the time of striking. This resulted in a coin that is approximately 25% off-center, leaving a large blank crescent along one edge and compressing the design on the opposite side. Off-center errors are popular among collectors, particularly when the date and mint mark remain fully visible, as they are on this specimen. This feature alone would make the coin a sought-after piece, but in combination with the other errors, it becomes exponentially more valuable. And the error stack continues with a dramatic die clash, a phenomenon that occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchette in place, transferring part of each design onto the other die. As a result, this 2005 penny exhibits ghost-like images of the Lincoln Memorial on Lincoln's portrait and vice versa, creating a surreal, almost artistic appearance that enhances the mystique of the coin. The die clash is clearly visible and aligns perfectly with other known examples of severe die clashing, confirming its authenticity and rarity. As if these weren't enough, the coin also exhibits a rare broadstrike error, where the retaining collar failed to properly hold the planchette during striking, allowing the metal to spread outward. This results in a coin that is slightly wider and flatter than normal, with rim details that appear stretched or faded. Broad strikes are relatively rare and add a unique visual appeal to any coin, but when they occur alongside multiple other major errors, they elevate the specimen into the upper echelons of numismatic desirability. Furthermore, under microscopic examination, several die cracks and chips are visible across the coin's surface, including a prominent die crack running through Lincoln's forehead and another bisecting the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. These flaws, caused by wear and stress on the dies, create raised lines and blobs of metal on the finished coin. While minor in comparison to the larger errors, these imperfections further validate the authenticity of the coin's chaotic production history and add depth to its story. One particularly intriguing feature is the presence of what experts believe to be a retained cud, a rare form of error where part of the die breaks off but continues to strike coins before being removed. In this 2005 penny, a raised, malformed section near the rim on the obverse indicates a retained cud, which adds yet another layer of complexity to the coin's already crowded list of anomalies. But beyond the physical errors themselves, what truly cements the legend of this coin is its discovery and provenance. It was found by a casual collector in a small town in Missouri who had been searching through coin rolls purchased from a local bank. At first, he noticed the off-center strike and odd coloration, and upon closer inspection, the doubling on the date and lettering became apparent. Recognizing that he might have something special, he submitted the coin to a top-tier grading service, which authenticated all the errors and graded the coin at MS66 error, a nearly unheard-of grade for a multi-error coin. The discovery was publicized in several numismatic journals, sparking a wave of interest and speculation. When the coin eventually went to auction, it ignited a fierce bidding war among elite collectors, museums, and investment firms, culminating in a record-setting sale of $27 million. The buyer, an anonymous collector known for acquiring unique U.S. coinage, has since placed the coin in a private collection with plans to loan it to major museums and exhibitions. Since the sale, the coin has become a subject of academic study and media fascination, featured in documentaries, podcasts, and numismatic conferences. Scholars have analyzed its production errors, theorized about the specific minting circumstances that led to such a cascade of mistakes, and used it as a case study in the unpredictability of modern coin production. One prevailing theory suggests that the coin was struck during a shift change or machine calibration period, where mismatched dies and planches may have accidentally aligned in a moment of perfect imperfection. Others believe that the coin may have been the result of a test strike using leftover planches from foreign contracts, which were accidentally mixed into the standard Lincoln cent supply. Whatever the case, the 2005 1-cent coin has earned its place in the pantheon of legendary errors, not just for the nature of its flaws but for the sheer improbability of their co-occurrence. And the impact of this single coin continues to ripple throughout the numismatic world. Interest in 2005 pennies has surged, with collectors scouring rolls, jars, and old coin albums in search of overlooked gems. Even coins with minor doubling or slightly off-center strikes are being re-evaluated, leading to a renaissance of modern penny collecting. Auction houses report increased demand for era coins across the board, and grading companies have seen a spike in submissions from hopeful collectors inspired by the story of the $27 million penny. Meanwhile, educational institutions and museums are using the coin to teach lessons about industrial processes, human error, and the unexpected value of imperfection. For new collectors, the story serves as an inspiring reminder that rare and valuable coins are still out there, waiting to be found by someone with patience, curiosity, and a keen eye. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just someone who enjoys checking your pocket change, the tale of the 2005 penny proves that treasure truly can lie in the most unassuming places. It's a story of how a tiny object can defy expectations, tell a story of chaos and beauty, and ultimately become a symbol of fortune. So as you continue your own journey in coin collecting, remember the incredible journey of the 2005 1-cent coin, a coin born of mistakes, shaped by chance, and elevated by discovery into a realm few objects ever reach.